Hey everyone, it's MulaPlease today with my video on the Lonely Lodge, so let's get started. In terms of drop spots as a duo, if you're uncontested, I would recommend sending one person to the main lodge, where they'll get a lot of loot quickly, and then one person over here on this mountain where they can get some loot, but their main job is to deter baller players from trying to take the vending machine spawn down here, take the chest spawn, or rotate through and maybe hit the ranger tower or anything that you guys would want, because it's important to obviously control your territory, since you don't want to be contested if you can avoid it. If you guys do happen to be contested, then there's two main splits that occur in which a duo will usually land at the main lodge itself, and then the other duo can land anywhere. For the other duo, they actually have a better drop overall, because if they send one player to this small lodge in the beginning, then they can loot all three of these and then group up with the player who lands here. And what that does is it gives them more mats overall quicker because of the presence of trees that this player will be able to farm, because while they're holding the positional advantage to make sure that the lodge team doesn't rush their duo here, they don't have as much chests and floor loots to loot, so they can spend more time farming mats. This, however, doesn't always pay out, because sometimes there isn't a good chest, like if you get a hunting rifle or something, then the duo will have to go down here for this chest or go over here for the loot. Either way though, this is better because in the long run you guys will have the quicker rotation to this ranger tower, which will imbalance the total loot between the two duos, in your favor of course. If you guys do decide to land at the main lodge, then I'd recommend coming out through this back entrance pretty much every time and hitting this cabin. This one isn't too important because it has zero loot, so there's really no reason to go there. And from there you guys can maybe make a rotation over to the baller spawns here, or if you guys think that you have a good loadout that's suitable to fight, then fights will usually break out around here. Something to keep in mind though is that fights at Lonely are a little bit more annoying, we'll say, than other places, just because of the different elevations. However, you can use this to your advantage by, let's say you're sitting on a ramp here and you can just head glitch and make sure that if a player is running here, they might not see you guys, and then you can just take a few AR shots to start off the fight. Or if they're in the ranger tower for example, you can dynamite the bottom, get some sort of quick advantage somehow. In terms of pros and cons, there's obviously a lot of baller spawns. There's 5 here and then 4 here. I wouldn't recommend basing your game plan off of that, because it's obviously not reliable that you'll get a baller since you're not landing there. Another pro is that there's 2 vending machines, one here and then one here. There's mushrooms if you don't get good shields. You can very easily get to 100 shields just off of mushrooms. And then also there's campfires scattered throughout, so if you have to tank storm or anything like that, you generally will be able to leave with pretty good HP, despite however your fights go. There's also the fact that it's a little bit isolated. The only worry is baller players who may go to a mansion and then fight you guys if you're already being contested, since it's easy for them to third party. Also, the map diversity here is pretty insane, because you can get like 750 metal here as well as here and here, and then there's rocks just scattered throughout everywhere, and then of course wood is pretty much infinite. And then for the cons, there's one more pro is that the teams here, even if they have no mobility in the forms of a vehicle, there's these zip lines. We'll say if the zone pools all the way over here, then by using the zip line present at this outpost, they can take the retail or the mega mall slipstream and then follow it all the way to this next stream and then follow that to wherever it is. Conversely, if it goes far here towards junk, then you guys can just use zip lines to get to either this sky platform, we'll say like this, and then this, and then this, or you can just use the volcano one over here, right there. In terms of the cons of Lonely, there's only one 50-50 quad spawn here, and then the ballers here, which are probably going to be taken by teams who go RP Park or teams who go Volcano. Also, the total amount of loot in Lonely isn't too large for a duo. It's pretty sufficient for a solo, however, the probability of getting a Rift and Launchpad isn't the same as like Happy, you know what I mean? So if you guys need to take the slipstreams and all that, then you're going to be spending a long while going, we'll say if it's a snobby zone, then the slipstream doesn't lead directly down the center. It goes sort of around and around, so you need to maybe plan your rotation a little bit earlier than normal. Overall, I rate the spot like probably a 7 out of 10 because there's 2 vending machine spawns. You're going to get shield no matter what. There's campfires to max out your HP as well. And then there's a lot of meadow, which makes the spot a lot better than other areas. So I guess that's it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks.